Oh, folks, we could have actually finished second. We've just done the final day of the season. We beat Motherwell. Rangers did actually play Celtic, and they drew. So had we held on against Rangers, we would have been in the Champions League. That is so cruel. Roll the intro. Let's get into the season review then. Hello and welcome back to Unemployed to Legend Club 2 episode 10 with Dundee United. My name is Craig and coming up in today's video we have the season review and the preparation for the transfer window, going through this squad, who to get rid of and who we will try and bring in, or what positions we need to strengthen the squad in for our European adventure next season. Speaking of which, if you are looking forward to that European adventure coming up next week, make sure you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button. As of the time of recording this, we are very close to 200 subscribers, so here's hoping we can hit 200 very, very soon, on the road to the long-term target of 1,000. I'm aiming high, as should be Dundee United, because we have finished the season in 3rd place. And it's worth noting, 3rd place is supposed to get Europa League. Where is it? Here we go. We're supposed to be in the Europa League playoff, but depends on the winner of the Scottish Cup. And that is because the Scottish Cup is being contested between Celtic and Aberdeen. That match will happen about 4 days from now. And Aberdeen are the ones who we have to watch out for because they finished 5th in the league. Celtic are the champions. They've already qualified for the Champions League group stages. So Aberdeen is the one we need to lose. If Celtic win, we get Europa League. If Aberdeen win, they take the Europa League spot and we will be bumped down to the Europa Conference League. And to be honest with you, I'd rather be in Europa League, especially as Europa League has more money. Money that this club needs. We'll find out why in a moment, because I've already had the budgets. And you know what? I've already seen them actually. We may as well show them. £2.34 million, 160,000 in the wage budget, which is basically what we had. So it's basically the dregs of what we had from last season's budget, which is okay. It's fine. It means we can bring in some players. We can do a bit of manoeuvring around. Eventually, I don't know why. Oh, the season expectations haven't been agreed upon. Okay, cool, fine, whatever. Right, so the supporter profile, we've gained more family supporters and fair weather supporters, probably because the club is a little bit more successful now. And as a result, the core supporters has gone down. We've gained followers as well, about 37,000 more. Excellent stuff. Club vision, what are the board expecting for next season? So, still the normal stuff. Apparently we're in a takeover. I'm sorry, what? They've altered the 5-year plan. Okay, cool. We'll see how that goes. They've added play attacking football. We've been doing that the second half of the season. Play possession football. Okay, we're trying to. We just need players to do it. And high tempo pressing football. That's basically what we've been doing the second half of this season. Minimum 2-year contracts for first team players. That's fine. Challenge in a domestic cup and continue qualifying for the Europa League. Okay, I can get on board with that. That's absolutely fine. Winning a domestic cup. Preferably the Scottish Cup, because the Premier Sports Cup has absolutely nothing to gain from it, except maybe a little bit of money, which quite frankly we can get from Europe. Squad dynamics, we haven't really looked at this very much, have we? Josh Vickers, O'Connor and Cunningham are our team leaders. Cunningham, though, is retiring at the end of the season, so he'll be retiring in the next couple of weeks. So he'll be gone by by the beginning of the next episode. Let's do the team meeting. What are we aiming for next season? I think it's still to qualify for Europe, isn't it? We can qualify for Europa League. Yes, that's absolutely fine. They're happy with that. We sure should be trying to reach the Europa Conference. No, what? No, we're not trying to reach the Europa Conference League. It's the Europa League we want. Okay, they want to be even more ambitious. Alright, we're going to aim for the knockout rounds of the Europa Conference League, unless we're in the Europa League. We'll find that out in this episode as well. Exactly the sort of reaction. We're not going to make any promises, that's fine. Send them on their holidays. See you next season. Hearts have offered me a job interview. Is this the same Hearts side that finished 7th? Yeah, it's just a backward step, isn't it? We're going to decline that interview. We're going into Europe next season, so we're going to stick around at Dundee United, at least for the foreseeable future. So before we get into an overview of the squad and what we need for next season, I think it's important to know which European competition we're going to go into. So Celtic and Aberdeen in the Scottish Cup final will determine for us which competition we're going into. Oh, thank goodness. Aberdeen were leading as well, 1-0 and 2-1. Oi, we got lucky. And that should mean we will be going into the Europa League. Why am I getting the season review now? Oh, for goodness sake. Right, you know what? It's here. We may as well go through it very quickly then. We'll go through it briefly as we already know, like, the main pieces. Johnny Kenny is the star player who we brought in this season. No doubting that at all. 38 goals, 5 assists in 39 matches. Absolute steal. Jamari Clark, 13 goals and an assist in 18 appearances. Ramon Enriquez has had a good second half of the season. We'll hopefully see more of him next season. Quite honestly, a lot of these signings, I think the worst one out of all of them has been Kwame Poku, maybe Alex Murphy as well, but at 400,000, I can kind of forgive that. Where is Kwame Poku, by the way? There he is. 3.6 million! Is that what I paid for him? Oh my goodness, I got absolutely robbed for him. Since Premiership, as we know, we finished third in the league. Scottish Cup dumped at the quarter-final stage by eventual winners Celtic. Fine. And Premier Sports Cup beaten by the winners Celtic in the final. Much sadness. The biggest wins, 7-1 against St Johnstone. That was a game where we finally took advantage of dominating matches. We absolutely needed that, and we thankfully picked up a few more along the way. Overall revenue is up, except broadcast. Don't know why. Hopefully it will be up even more next season with the Europa League. We are still a 2.5-star national reputation club. No new sponsorships, and Johnny Kenny is our top shirt seller, along with Ramon. Not bad for 6 months. Stewart, Mane, and Banjiki. Not a surprise in any of those. Our best 11, Vickers in goal, back four, Strap, Morrison, O'Connor and Johnson, with Wintle, O'Donnell at the base in midfield. Ross Stewart on the left wing, interesting. Declan Glass in attacking midfield, fair play, he's been here all season, Ramon hasn't. Banjiki on the right wing, Johnny Kenny up front. Yeah, I can agree with that. And most overall goals by a player in the season has to be the most important stat there. 38 by Johnny Kenny. Most goals by a player in the season in the league, I think. Yeah, in the league is Johnny Kenny with 30. I think Johnny Kenny was the top scorer, actually. Yes, he is. He's won the Golden Boot. Excellent stuff. 10 goals ahead of Motherwell's Surridge. No Celtic player in the top 3. That is actually quite a shock. We're going to need to try and keep a hold of Johnny Kenny this season then. Well, this summer. Right, so, squad planner wise, I think it's important to go through who we'll be looking to keep hold of, who we'll be looking to sell on, and where we need to strengthen overall. So we're going to go through each of the positions. We'll start with the goalkeepers, Okonkwo and Vickers. 2 goalkeepers who I'm very happy about. If there is a better goalkeeper out there, we'll try and bring them in. Otherwise, quite honestly, I think both of them are absolutely fine, especially Josh Vickers, who's a model citizen. So he's always going to be professional, plus I just love that beard. That's just an absolute game face on him. Absolutely love that. Okonkwo we saw in those last few matches. Yeah, he's decent. He's alright. He's an absolute unit. 196 centimetres. What's that? Nearly 6.5 feet tall. He'll be absolutely fine. He's played more games this season than I actually thought he would. 13, and half of them were in the league. Right, if we go to left back, this is next season's actually. This is effectively next season's squad planner anyway. Greg Cunningham, you might notice, is missing from that. He is retiring in about 11 days time, so he will not be featured next season. Of course, Lewis Strap is number 1 left back at the club at 3.5 stars. He's absolutely fine. Alex Murphy, good backup, but if we can find someone who'll be a good backup as well, like a younger player, maybe from our development centre, we will bring them up. Christopher Wu is our number 1 centre back, with O'Connor, Johnson, Morrison as well. Good centre backs. Cundy could be a good backup. Ryan Edwards, we might try and move him on. Unless he's happy to be just a fringe player, then fine. Sam Curtis is going to be more of a fullback. How tall is he? He's 6 foot. He can be a centre back, but he's going to be more of a right back. Murphy can play centre back as well. He'd be a backup basically across those 3 positions. That's absolutely fine. For right back itself, Freeman we're going to try and move on this summer. Johnson, Curtis at right back was absolutely fine. Christopher Wu at a push will play there, but he's going to be more of a centre back anyway. Central midfield, you've got O'Donnell, you've got Ramon Enriquez, but he's going to be more in attacking midfield, so we'll take him out. Declan Glass, I probably wouldn't even play him there. He's going to be an attacking midfielder. He'll be a backup to Enriquez. So we've got O'Donnell, Mane, Wintle, Thomason and Fornar. Fornar, if we can move him on this summer, we will try and do that. Thomason's a ball-winning midfielder, that's fine, as is Ryan Wintle. O'Donnell can also play there, but he's more of a central midfielder. Enriquez is not a central midfielder. Yeah, personally, I think Fornar is going to be the only one we'll try and move on, and maybe try and get in 1 or 2 central midfielders. So I think so far that is a left back, maybe 1 centre back, like proper class centre back, if there is one out there for us. Right back I think will be okay. Central midfielder, try and get a couple more in, so that's 4 players so far. Attacking midfield, I mean, it's going to be Enriquez, isn't it? Along with Declan Glass, Ross Stewart, Poku we're going to try and get rid of. Fornar we're trying to get rid of as well. In fact, we'll take him out of both. There we go. Absolutely fine. Glass can come out there. Attacking midfield, Enriquez, Mane, Glass and Stewart. Yeah, pretty happy with that. I think that's a solid attacking midfield lineup. Left wing, right, I do think we need to maybe bring in a proper starter here. Kwame Poku, we want to get rid of him. Alvaro Edwards, I think the time has come for him to go. Jay Cooley actually arrived in January. He's been sitting in reserve since then. I'm going to move him up. Well, I have now just moved him up for next season into the main squad. So you got him, Mikey Johnston and Ross Stewart for the left-hand side. But I think we do need maybe 1 more left winger. So that's 5 players right there. Right wing, Edwards going. Poku going. Banjiki is the man on the right-hand side. Mikey Johnston's going to be on the left-hand side. So we need another 1 or 2 right wingers. So that's about 7 players right there. Strikers, I mean, Johnny Kenny, Ross Stewart, Edwards is going. And then you've got Declan Glass who can play up front as well. I think we got maybe 1 striker from our development squad that we'll try and bring in. Do I remember who he is actually? I mean, we've got Jamari Clark as well, but he's on loan. If we can just use one of our actual youth players, that would be absolutely perfect. I'm going to try and find them and see if we can bring them in. But I think overall we need maybe about 6 or 7 players for next season, unless some youngsters are going to step up. And if they can, fantastic. That will save us money, and it will also meet one of the criteria for the club to actually start developing some youth. Wait, did they want us to use our... Oh yeah, develop players using the club's youth system. That's the board culture. The supporters are also asking for the same thing as well. Both of them are satisfied. We finished above Aberdeen as well in the league. They must be very satisfied with that. They're local rivals. But I think we have an idea of where to improve the squad overall. Looking to improve the wings especially, I think that's very crucial. The central midfield area, trying to get another central midfielder or a very hard-working box-to-box midfielder in there is going to be key. And also getting some depth in defence. Not necessarily in central defence, but especially in sort of the fullback areas. And hopefully a proper world-class goalkeeper, if one is available. If one isn't, we'll just go with what we have. But I think that's just going to be it for this episode. I think we've got some prep of what to do for the transfer window. It is going to be a short transfer window because we are going to come back for our first European games, which will be around July time. So, in fact, no, it's going to be the Europa League playoff round, so that's going to be in August. So we'll probably be back for the start of the new season, which isn't up yet. And we'll go through all the transfers that have come in. And we'll start the league season or the Europa League playoffs, whichever one comes first. I hope you've enjoyed this sort of chatty episode. It's not very often we do these, but I think it's just important just to go through how the season actually was overall, very successful. and just in general have a look over this squad to just see where we can improve it. But if you have enjoyed this episode, make sure that you hit the like button down below, smash the big red subscribe button so you don't miss the upcoming European adventure next season here at Dundee United. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all again for your support on the series so far, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.